so this is a part 2 of the issues I'm having with my Model 29-10 Smith Wesson. I did call Smith Wesson on Monday, and I talked to someone there. And as I expected, they pretty much said, you know, we're going to send you a label, send the gun back. So I went over the issues with them, and what they plan on doing is they're apparently going to just replace the cylinder, because I guess that's quicker and easier than rebluing the cylinder. And they plan on, I guess they're going to refinish the frame and then reblue the frame. So from the sounds of it, that should fix both issues. You know, I hope that everything matches up if they're going to use two different batches of bluing, basically, because they're basically going to put, you know, a pre-done cylinder on a refinished frame, which, you know, doesn't make me happy that the gun's going to be split up, but what are you going to do? So when I asked about a time frame, and this is where it kind of goes downhill, and I continue to lose a little bit of faith in Smith & Wesson, was first they said a month, and then they said about 2 months. So I kind of had to double check the phone call, or the phone number I called, and make sure I wasn't talking to Colt, but, you know, I was in fact talking to Smith & Wesson. So what they said, first they said it would take a month when I asked about replacing the cylinder, and then when I asked about redoing the frame, they said that would take 2 months, that they had a huge backlog from Christmas and it would take more time. Now, the guy was decent. I mean, he was not, you know, all chippy, happy, whatever, but, you know, he wasn't rude and he handled the problem. So the thing I wanted to ask about, but I didn't, was, you know, if you've got a backlog from Christmas, does that mean everybody went and got Smith & Wessons as Christmas presents and all found issues with them, and now they're sending them all back to be repaired? But I'm going to try and give Smith & Wesson the benefit of the doubt. I am still extremely disappointed in their quality control. You know, I said to the guy, I'm like, this gun is one of the most, if not probably the most expensive handgun I own, just beating out my 100th year anniversary Colt. And, you know, it's got two flaws in it, that while neither of them would hamper the operation of the gun, at that price point you really expect pretty much near perfection on a gun, especially one that they've been building since the 50s. So, you know, I said to him, I'm like, if this was a Charter Arms or a Taurus, you know, something a little more budget-minded, you know, both good enough guns in their own right. Nothing wrong with them. I've shot some Taurus and, you know, never had an issue with them. So I certainly can't knock them. But, you know, they're a little more budget-minded and a little more practical when it comes to, you know, the hit on your bank account. So basically what I'm doing is the gun's going out today. It's all packed up in its case. I can't bear to look at it, to be honest. So it's going to go out today, and I have heard different people say that they've had guns come back much earlier. So maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get it back early. And when I get it back, or if there's any kind of change, I will do an update. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I always do try and get back to people and help people when I can. And have a good day.